Cloud effective. Turning ideas into results. SMART goals accelerate performance. Cloud Effective's Productivity Essentials and Productivity Pro help both individuals and teams to attain their wildest dreams. But what are SMART goals? SMART is simply an acronym which facilitates understanding the elements of a well-thought-out goals statement. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable and agreed upon, relevant, and time-based. When creating SMART goals, you should ask several questions. For specific, what results will be delivered? Measurable, how will you know you are successful and what will be measured? Achievable and agreed upon, is this aligned to strategic goals? Should we do this? Is it reasonable? What areas will we stretch? Who agrees to own it? Relevant, is this a high, medium, or low priority goal? Does it inspire and motivate? How much of your time will you spend on this? Time-based, when will it be completed? SMART goals are performance planning statements that describe and quantify outcomes, results, for which an individual or group is responsible to deliver. As an analogy, on a journey, the goal is our ultimate destination. SMART goals define important and measurable outcomes that, when accomplished, will help ensure the success of the highest priorities. Sometimes known as WIGs, wildly important goals, BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals, or commit, plan, stretch goals, and so forth. SMART goals define key objectives and when they will be accomplished. For instance, launch 3 products in growth markets and achieve greater than 30% revenue increase by Q1 of a specific year. Achieve 40% market share by Q4 of that same year. SMART goals are often very difficult but are not wishes and should not require miracles. Elements of an effective SMART goal. State desired results. Creates excitement linked to high-level vision. Identifies ownership. Establishes criteria to measure success. Establishes a time frame. They are clear, concise, easy to understand. They can be broken into smaller steps. They are relevant. Cost and return on investment are well understood. They are prioritized. They drive time allocation. They're agreed upon by those impacted, and they are not a description of routine activities. Effective change and time management. Successful execution of a goal results in change. Effective change and time management is a continuous cycle. This cycle is the see, plan, do, get cycle. In execution of this cycle, time becomes currency. Time is viewed as money and is guarded accordingly. Think smart, be smart. See, your paradigm or attitude is defined by how you see the world. To better manage change, adopt the healthy attitude that cooperation is far better than competition. There is enough credit to go around. Plan. Determine how to collaborate. What processes will you use? Define the milestones and smaller tasks that need to be completed in order to deliver the higher level goal. Do. Execute the plan and work for mutual benefit. Achieving synergy is far better than compromise. Your attitude impacts execution. Get. Remain focused on results. Determine what results are obtained during execution of your plan. Review the results and modify your attitude as necessary based on the outcomes. Then adjust the plan accordingly. Continuously reset expectations and alter project plans as new understanding is achieved. It is ineffective management when I schedule urgent things first and ultimately burn time and money. Effective management. I schedule important things first and ultimately save time and money. Adopt an attitude of cooperation and focus your attention on results. Effectiveness requires the integrity to act on priorities in such a way that desired results are achieved time and time again. Specific. A specific goal is clearly stated and has a much greater chance of being accomplished than a general goal. To set a specific goal, you must answer the 5 W questions. Who? Who is the owner and who is a key contributor? What? What do I want to accomplish? When? Establish a time frame. Which? Identify requirements and constraints. Why? Specify reasons for and both purpose and benefits of accomplishing the goal. By answering these questions, we define what am I specifically responsible to deliver. As an example, a general goal might be get in shape. A more specific goal would be join a health club and work out 3 days a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in order to lose 15 pounds and reduce my waistline by 1 inch in 9 months. Measurable. Establish concrete criteria for measuring progress toward the attainment of each goal you set. When you measure your progress, you stay on track, reach your target dates, and experience the exhilaration of achievement that spurs you on to the continued effort required to reach your goal. Criteria should be stated in terms of quantity, quality, or timeliness. To determine if your goal is measurable, ask questions such as, how much? How many? And how will I know when it is completed successfully? Through this process, you will answer the question, what standard will be used to measure my success? Recall the goal, join a health club and work out 3 days a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in order to lose 15 pounds and reduce my waistline by 1 inch in 9 months. The metrics of success are weight in pounds, waistline in inches, and schedule in months. SMART goals are agreed upon and achievable. When managing interdependent goals, those are goals which require collaboration. Ensure agreement of all shareholders. Ensure team members have a chance to buy into the goal. The buy-in phase is essential to synergistically define the goal. Agreement inspires commitment and motivation, creating considerable emotional inertia toward achieving the desired results. The organization's leadership and, where appropriate, its stakeholders should agree that the goal is important and that appropriate time and resources will be focused on its successful completion. Achievable. To be achievable, a goal must represent an objective toward which all required parties are willing and able to work. It must be achievable within the current organizational constraints. There must be a chance that the goal can be accomplished. This does not mean or imply that goals should be easy. On the contrary, a goal should be challenging, perhaps even a stretch to the owner's and the team's capabilities. The goal may be audacious. Achievable and audacious. Yes, a goal can be both a stretch and realistic. Every goal should represent substantial progress. A difficult goal is often easier to reach than an easy goal, simply because an easy goal exerts low motivational force, whereas a difficult goal, when agreed upon and relevant, exerts huge emotional inertia. Think about it. Didn't some of your greatest accomplishments actually seem easy simply because they were each a labor of love? One should honestly ask and answer, is it possible to accomplish the goal in the established time frame given the available resources, and do I have the specific necessary skills and resources? An attainable goal should allow for flexibility in how it is achieved within the confines of law, company, and personal values, and a goal that can no longer be achieved should be altered or abandoned. Relevant. Goals should be appropriate and aligned to the mission, vision, and values of the organization. Each goal adopted by the organization should move the organization toward the achievement of its vision, and relevant goals will not conflict with other organizational goals. If they are important, appropriate resources will be deployed. As noted earlier, goals are set by or in concert with the person responsible for the achievement to enable synergy and buy-in. It is important that all short-term goals be relevant to longer-term and broader goals. Prioritizations of goals. Give your goals weights based on their priority. Higher weight, higher priority. This prioritization identifies where the greatest amount of effort should be expended. It establishes that not all goals are of equal importance and establishes the order of importance. Knowing the priority and importance of each goal enables appropriate planning of time and resources. Clear priorities facilitate everyday decisions, helping you to decide what to work on. Time becomes a currency. Time is allocated and scheduled on your calendars according to priorities, not urgency. See Covey's concept of the compass over the calendar. Prioritization of goals. As you assign value to the level of importance to your goals, you should consider what is critical. What are those things you cannot do without? What goals are very important? Those that you must have. Which are just important? Schedule these during lulls in your critical and very important activities. Just as importantly, you should ask which of these goals are not important and then learn to just say no. You should also take into consideration the level of difficulty. Assess the feasibility. Can we do this? You should always check the strategic importance. Should we do this? What happens if we don't? You should also take into consideration the value in relation to other objectives. We should do this after X and before Z. Each day, as you attempt to keep your head above water, you are bombarded with routine minutiae. If you are not careful, you will drown in the onslaught. You must strive to rise above the waterline and schedule time on your calendar to tackle your most critical objectives. Time-based. Goals must exist within the context of a schedule. This schedule must contain more than just a simple start date and completion date. For a goal to be truly SMART, there must be an agreed-upon timetable that incorporates regular structured reviews and assessment of the progress toward the goal. By having a timeline, you will ensure momentum and focus, with benchmarks along the way to completion of the goal. Ask, what is the timeline for the goal? Add incremental milestones, quarterly, monthly, and weekly, so that you achieve your yearly deliverables. When appropriate, use project management tools such as Gantt charts to illustrate the linkage of goals to key milestones. Use action boards, tasks with desired results to deliver milestones for each of your goals and related projects. Don't let minutiae and urgent actions become your wildly important goals. Schedule time on your calendar. In summary, goals are planning statements which define desired future states and guide efforts to achieve those future states. SMART is an acronym which facilitates understanding the elements of a well-thought-out goal statement. Well-thought-out goal statements are specific, clearly stated in easily understood terms. They are measurable. They provide measures of success, such as time, budget, and so forth. They are achievable and agreed upon. They are not necessarily easy, in fact, are often difficult. They facilitate definition of smaller, easier incremental steps that can be taken and which ultimately accelerate progress toward the desired outcomes. They inspire ownership, agreement, and collaboration. They are relevant, viewed as important. They are time-based and are needed by a certain time. Finally, well-thought-out goal statements help you and your teams to turn ideas into results and ultimately lead to your dreams and visions. Enabling teams to focus on top priorities via cloud-based social productivity management applications, turning ideas into results. Cloud Effective. It's that cool. Thank you for watching.